Hey, what's going on, guys? This is going to be my 2010 NBA Eastern Conference playoff preview video. I'm just going to have to do it Eastern Conference and Western Conference in different videos. I just can't fit everything into one video, so I try to do it, but it's just not going to happen. All right, so let's get right down to it. Eastern Conference, we get the number one seed, the Cleveland Cavaliers, going up against the Chicago Bulls. Obviously I'm going to go with Cleveland, probably in about 5 games. I'll give Derrick Rose and the Bulls maybe one win. Maybe Derrick Rose can put on a spectacular performance in Chicago and can lead his team to maybe one victory. It's very possible, but, give Chicago credit. They got into the playoffs. It was a fight with Toronto about who's going to get that 8th seed, and they did get it. Joakim Noah's back. So, things do look bright for Chicago. I think Derrick Rose, his stock will raise after this series. Maybe he can put on some epic performances, but they're just facing too much turbulence right now with John Paxson, the GM, and the coach Vinny Del Negro got into a real fight, like a serious fist fight over Joakim Noah's playing time. So so they're going through some situations. I think Vinny Del Negro will probably be fired after the series. So Vinny Del Negro is probably going to have to take the Bulls to the finals and pull a Jeff Van Gundy if he wants to keep his job. So that's kind of unfortunate. So Cleveland will win the first round for sure, in probably about 5 games. All right, so the next series we get the number 4 seed, Boston Celtics, going up against the 5th seed, the Miami Heat. Boston's not playing good basketball. They're just not the same defensive team that they were in 2008. They don't play good help defense anymore. Garnett's aging. Rasheed Wallace has kind of been disappointing. Paul Pierce has been hurt. So they're going through some trouble, and there's some distractions right now with Doc Rivers. He might possibly be leaving coaching for good after this season. So I just think Miami has more momentum. So let's talk about Dwayne Wade first. Now, first of all, Wade is going to put on a great performance. We're going to see an explosion from Dwayne Wade, and the biggest reason behind that is he's in a contract year. He's going to want to. This is his chance to prove that he's worth the money. So regardless of what happens, you're probably going to see some great performances from Dwayne Wade. He's probably going to score in the 40s a couple of these games. So. So I think Miami will take the series. The great thing about Dwayne Wade from this past season is he didn't really have to kill himself. Miami's still in the same position that they were from last year. They're still the 5th seed. They took Atlanta to 7 games last year, but I thought Wade was kind of burned out by the time the playoffs started. He had to do way too much to carry this team. But this year is kind of different. You got Jermaine O'Neal is a lot healthier. Michael Beasley has proved that he's proved that he could be a nice supporting player to Dwayne Wade, and he's been playing pretty good over the last couple games. Miami's been pretty hot. I think they won like 11 out of the last 12 games going into the playoffs. So, I'm going to say Miami's going to take this series in about 6 games, and I think it'll be a great series. But this is probably the most intriguing series of the playoffs. But I'm going to say Dwayne Wade and Miami Heat will upset the Celtics. I just think the Celtics, there's too injury plagued and too many distractions going on. They still are the favorites. I wouldn't be shocked if the Celtics do still win the series, but at the same time, I don't see Dwayne Wade going down without a fight. So I'm going to go with Miami. All right, the next series we'll talk about is the Orlando Magic and the Charlotte Bobcats. We have Orlando's number 2, and the Bobcats are number 7. Congratulations to Larry Brown. I'm very happy for him. He's kind of bounced back from that ugly situation from 2005-06, where he was with the New York Knicks and he got fired. Or was he fired? Yeah, I think he was fired. So just a really bad situation there. It took the Bobcats to the playoffs in his 2nd year. So congratulations to him. But this is going to be a learning experience for the Bobcats. I think they're a good team, but not good enough to upset the Orlando Magic. I think Vince Carter is going to prove a lot of people wrong during these playoffs. A lot of people criticize him about his age and his shot selection, but I still think he has a lot left in the tank. People have been very, very hard on Vince throughout his career, and I think this is his time to shine right now because he finally has some help, and he finally has a coach that is very demanding, and a coach that will push him in the right direction, and Stan Van Gundy. So, and I think Dwight Howard's hungry. I like their perimeter shooting. I just think they're a very well-rounded team. So I'm going to go with Orlando over the Charlotte Bobcats. All right. So next up we have the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. So Atlanta's number 3 going up against the number 6 seed, the Milwaukee Bucks. And I just think the Atlanta Hawks are too stacked. I think Al Horford is the key. Last year when he went down, the Cleveland Cavaliers swept them in the 2nd round. But here, they've got to keep him healthy. And they're just a very, very well-rounded team. At every position, this team has a weapon. And I think Jamal Crawford, he's a nice addition to the team that did not have him last year. He's going to be crowned the sixth man of the year, and he's never played in the playoffs before. But I think his shooting and his clutch play will definitely help the Atlanta Hawks. So I'm going to say Atlanta will win this series in about 6 games. No, I think Milwaukee Bucks can win a couple games. They've been facing some problems themselves. Andrew Bogut's out for the rest of the season as well. Michael Redd was not involved at all pretty much this whole season. So, they could be, if they had their whole team, they could probably give Atlanta more of a run for their money. But, I'll probably say that they'll probably take 2 games maybe. I could say maybe Brandon Jennings and John Salmons could put on some good offensive performances and carry them to a couple games. So, but at the end of the day, I'm probably going to say Atlanta will take the series in about 5 or 6 games. So, all right. So let's move on to the next matchup. So we get to the Eastern Conference semifinals. We get the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Miami Heat. I'm going to say Cleveland will win this series. I'm not going to get all crazy on you guys. I think Miami. I think they're a good team, and I think they're good enough to beat the Celtics. But I think they're asking for too much for Dwayne Wade to carry them past the Cavaliers. The good thing about Shaq coming in, there's some positives and negatives with Shaq coming back, but he's lost a lot of weight. He's supposedly he's lost 20 pounds. He hasn't been eating any burgers, and I think Antoine Jameson will definitely help the Cleveland Cavaliers in this series. So without a doubt, Cleveland will probably take the series in about 5 games. So. All right, the next series we get the Orlando Magic going up against the Atlanta Hawks. Now, Atlanta's had trouble matching up against some of the better teams in the East, particularly Orlando and Cleveland. So they just don't have anyone that can keep up with Dwight Howard down low, and it's going to be tough. But I think maybe Atlanta could take 1 game, but Orlando easily will probably win this series. So. All right, so in the Eastern Conference Finals, we have the Orlando Magic going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I really believe that Orlando is going to take this series again. I know they don't have the home court advantage, but I just think Cleveland just doesn't match up well with Orlando. And I still believe that, and I think Orlando's even better this year. I think the trade for Vince Carter surprisingly has exceeded my expectations. I did not think it was a good move at first, but after seeing how well Vince has played this season, I think it's an extremely good move, and I think the X factors for both teams are going to be, for Orlando it's going to be Vince Carter, and for the Cleveland Cavaliers it's going to be Antoine Jameson, which is kind of funny, because both those guys played for North Carolina, and then they were traded for each other on the same day at the 1998 NBA draft. So, really, really think Vince is going to be the determining factor. I'm not a big fan of Orlando's perimeter players. I don't think a guy like Mo Williams. I think he's a great player, but I would not consider him definitely a championship player because he's definitely their second go-to guy. Or maybe Antoine Jameson would be that guy, but before him it was him, and I just don't think he's that guy. And I think Shaq's going to have, even though Shaq has lost some weight, he's going to have a little bit of trouble, trying to get reacquainted with the team and the offense and everything like that. But it should be a good series. I'm not going to say Orlando's going to demolish them like they did last year. It'll probably go about maybe 6 or 7 games, probably 7 games. But I just think they have better coaching. They're more well-rounded on the perimeter, and I just think they have more talent as a whole than the Cleveland Cavaliers. But Cleveland's still a great defensive team. It's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a toss-up. But we'll see what happens there. So that's the Eastern Conference Finals. I like Orlando over the Cleveland Cavaliers, advancing once again to the NBA Finals. So I'll be back with the Western Conference playoff preview right now. So, all right, thanks.